once we get started. All right, that's good enough for me, guys. Let's go ahead and get it in. All right, welcome, guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just J with Just Dimes ENT. I'd like to welcome you guys to the Soda You Dig. We speak about advocating for children first here on our show because we think it's important to have nuclear families, mothers and fathers in the household. And what we want to do is continue to encourage people to protect that sanctity of fathers and mothers in the home, protecting these children, raising their own. If you make them in private, then you should take care of them in private. It's not anybody else's responsibility. So we're going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. We might use some language that some might not deem as appropriate. So if you guys are not able to handle that kind of content, there is this thing called the red X in the top right corner. Just exit my video. Guess what? There is no need to flaggy my videos or my channel or anything like that. If you don't like me, if you don't like what we stand for, we can just be avoided. For everybody else, here's the story. North Carolina authorities have arrested a man in connection with a kidnapping and murder of a 13-year-old girl by the name of Hania Aguilar. Her full name is Hania Noleia, Noleia, Noleia Aguilar, and she was age 13. She is posthumous. She was reported missing at one point in time, but they did find her, and they were on a pretty big manhunt for someone for this particular crime, and they have also found him also. His name is Michael Ray McLellan, and you'll see him pop up on my screen here in a minute. He's age 34. He has been charged. As you guys can see, there's a picture of the SUV. They had a lot of pictures. They had video. They had all kind of stuff. He's age 34. He's been charged with 10 felonies. You guys catch that? 10 felonies for first-degree murder, first-degree forcible rape, statutory rape of a person under the age of 15 years of age, because as you guys know, the age of consent in states varies quite a bit. In states it's usually between the age of 16, 17, and 18. In this case, in North Carolina, I believe it's 16, which is why they're specifying under the age of 15. First-degree sexual offense, statutory sex offense with a person 15 years or younger, first-degree kidnapping, felony larceny, felony restraint, abduction of a child, and concealment of a death. That's the beautiful young lady right there. Again, man, it's so sad. This is some of her family. You guys are going to see some of those images scroll across the screen, and I want to say thank you to the family for releasing some of those images for us to be able to have and use in honor of your daughter and in lieu of telling this story. Again, that's Hania Aguilar. This is also another screenshot of the gentleman that they caught, the McLellan gentleman. And let's go ahead and talk some more about this story. All right. Now, he was already in custody for an unrelated charge at the time of his arrest. Now, he'd been released from prison in June and was still on parole from a 2017 felony breaking and entering conviction, according to News and Observer of Raleigh. Now, he was previously convicted in 2007 of assault with a deadly weapon and was released on parole in 2016. You guys see a pattern here? I definitely see a pattern. And the thing is, of course, I don't believe that, once people do their time, I think they should definitely be given a second chance once they've paid their debt to society. But this is kind of one of those situations where I don't believe that jail rehabs people. I personally think that it can make some people worse. I think you'll probably see some instances of that here in this particular story. All right. Now, he's being held without bond in Robeson County Detention Center, and he'll appear in court at the Robeson County Court on Monday. Now, on November 5th, police say that Aguilar, the little girl right there, and of course, that's her ID at this point, her information, her identification card, that type of information doesn't really matter as much as the fact that this young woman lost her life for no damn reason at the hands of a monster. Right? Now, they said that Aguilar went outside to start a relative's SUV to prepare to leave for the bus stop when a man, again, At this point, we believe it's Michael Ray McLellan, forced her into a vehicle, and fled. Aguilar grabbed her aunt's keys to start the SUV before heading to school, and a family member told police an unknown male wearing a yellow bandana over his face forced her into the vehicle and stole it while she was still inside. Now, I don't know if the SUV that he stole was the one that she was starting the car to. It sounds like that's probably what happened, if I'm not mistaken, because it was described as an SUV that was green. It was 2002 Ford Expedition with paint peeling from the hood and a Clemson sticker in the rear window, and it has a South Carolina license plate that read NWS-984. All right. Now, her disappearance sparked an intensive search. Now, this is how intensive this search was. And again, that's the gentleman right there. That's Michael McLellan right there. To me, he kind of looks like a broke, busted version of Lil Scrappy. I mean, am I tripping? Am I just being an ass right now? But that's really what he looks like to me. He looks like a broke, busted version of Lil Scrappy to me. I'm just being a jerk, but that's my opinion. Now, the intensive search involved drones, dogs, and scores of searchers on foot spent the following weeks combing the area. Police found her body several weeks later in a body of water about 10 miles or 16 kilometers south of the mobile home park where she was kidnapped at. Now, this is the outcome that we all feared, which is Lumberton Police Chief Michael McLellan told reporters after the body was found. We did not want to hear this. We wanted to bring Hania back home and bring her back home alive to our community. So this hurts. Now, police say they followed more than about 850 leads and conducted nearly 500 interviews. I'm going to tell you guys something. At the time when the XXXTentacion case was going on, I think they were looking at like a couple of thousand legit leads when that thing was going on. So that's quite a bit. And that's somebody that was kind of known on a worldwide scale, right? Now, that's him actually in his initial appearance in court. Of course, there's a lot of family back there also. This is also him, of course, tatted from head to toe with these retarded ass tattoos all over him. But it is what it is. It's not a knock against people with tattoos, but dude looks crazy as hell. Now, the FBI's lab at Quantico, Virginia, did a forensic exam on the stolen SUV, which was recovered a few days after Aguilar's initial disappearance. The North Carolina State Crime Lab provided test results on Aguilar's body, and police say the exams helped result in the charges against McLellan. So I'm assuming they had some type of DNA evidence against him. The SUV was found several miles south of her mobile home where her body was found a few miles further away on November the 27th. Now, McLellan's arrest came after the results from the FBI forensic exam of the stolen SUV were cross-matched. All right, so there was DNA evidence with the results from the preliminary test on Hania's body by the North Carolina State Crime Lab. The 34-year-old stood before the state magistrate at the Robeson County Detention Center on early Saturday morning. Now, authorities say additional charges could be filed as the investigation is ongoing and final autopsy and toxicology reports have not been yet completed. A funeral for Hania will be held, it says today, well, I don't exactly know which day it is in Lumberton, though her father, Noe Aguilar, a Guatemalan citizen, will not be in attendance. Now, this is the part that's a little bit sad because the father wants to be in attendance. He's having some paperwork issues. They have a petition going out. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about that. Okay. Now, her father, hashtag where are the fathers, her father, Noe Aguilar, his visa was denied earlier this week because he doesn't have enough ties to the country, according to his attorney. Let me see. Nema Salem. To tell you the truth, with past administrations, we've never had a problem like this, Salem said, an immigration lawyer based in Texas. Now, with the current president, of course, they're talking about Donald Trump administration. Most everything that is discretionary is getting denied. I don't have a problem with the laws. I just think that we need to follow the laws that are on the books. And maybe with this particular case, they might be able to make an exception, okay? Let's keep going. Now, her mother, whose name is Monique Cespedes, created the permission for Hania's father to attend her funeral petition, and it got more than 57,000 signatures by Saturday morning, right? That's pretty significant. An update to change.org petition said the slain teen's grandfather may attend the service in Noé's absence. Now, more than 1,000 people gathered at the Lumberton High School gym Saturday to remember Hania, age 13, and they had purple balloons, flowers, and bows in the gym since purple was Hania's favorite color. The funeral service was held in English and Spanish, which is pretty cool, with musical performances. Some of her friends spoke on the podium saying she's now in a place where nobody can hurt you. Friends said she loved to smile and laugh, and through the tears, Joanna De La Luz, age 14, recalled the last time when she saw Hania, and she said, we're going to the bus stop, and she was like, bye, take care, I love you, and gave her a hug. I found out she got kidnapped and never saw her again after that, her friend Madison Bullock, age 15, said while breaking down in tears. She loved to talk with her friends and play on the phone, laugh and smile, and we miss her smile. Hania's father, Noé, was denied a temporary visa to attend her funeral from Guatemala, but a letter from him was read aloud, and it said, rest in peace, my princess, it said. Man, and that's sad, man. Hania's mother, let me see, Celsa, I think her name was something, I'm going to just say what it says her name is. Celsa Hernandez cried, excuse me, cried over her little girl's casket and brought up her murderer. Whoever took my daughter's life, he took my daughter's life and not her happiness, Hernandez said. Marines placed Hania's casket on a horse-drawn carriage as she was taken to her final resting place at Meadowbrook Cemetery in Lumberton. Now, I'll say this. We talk about protecting the youth. In this case, what you had going on was you had an opportunist person by the name of Michael Ray McLellan. He's a career criminal. He stole this car. He kidnapped this little girl, this young lady, took her, raped her. I'm gonna actually pause it right there because I want you guys to take a look at that GoFundMe. And then tried to conceal the evidence on top of that. And it's just like, this is the reason why this little girl lost her life. And I'm going to tell you something. Her family has every right to be upset. You know, like I said, I don't speak Spanish very well, but I can tell you that there were also some Spanish videos and Spanish podcasts that were done on this. And I'm going to tell you guys, to the Latin community, to the Mexican community, to the Guatemalan community, to anybody that wants to speak on this. So I'm going to speak on this on behalf of a black person of the black community. You guys have every right to be upset. You have every right to think that our race is that this is a prevalent thing. You guys have every right to be upset at the person that did this. Again, as black people, we need to separate from niggas. We need to separate ourselves from the trash of our race and understand that there is a difference. We need to be that difference. That is what I try to work my life every day to make sure that people know about me, that I'm not them. We have to make an effort, and we have to make sure and make a concerted effort to make sure that we share this type of thing amongst each other and know that we are not them, and we are going to show that there is a difference. And we want to make sure we have mothers and fathers in the homes. This will start to help prevent a lot of this stuff going forward. Right? Now, I'm going to tell you guys something else that I brought out on different stories. The family was asking for $5,000 as help in their GoFundMe cause. Do you guys see how much they raised? To me, it's always a very, very, very telling thing when you ask for a certain amount of money and then we look at what you actually get. Because there's some people that didn't get a thing when people realize, I don't want to support that. In this case, instead of them raising $5,000, they raised more than 3 times that amount. 16,912, and it could very well be more than that right now. You know what that says? That means that her family and her friends and the people of her community, whatever that nationality is, they stand with her and they're speaking a very loud message to say that this is BS. They are not happy. They are hurt and they are very, very upset. I am disappointed in my people, the fact that we continue to do this thing, and the fact that people are more mad at the people that are mad that were actually taken advantage of and disrespected and had their daughter killed. They're more mad about somebody like me that will call ourselves out and say, hey, this is wrong. This is not a good thing. This is a horrible thing, and this is something we should turn our nose up and frown at. They'll be more mad at us just for calling it out, as opposed to saying to the criminals, to the thugs, and to the ones that are continuing to perpetuate the highest rate of violence of any community, for us to point the finger at them and say, you guys are the ones that are wrong, and we're not going to continue to allow it, and we're not going to stand for it. All right? That's my 2 cents about this story. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the news stories, because there were quite a few of them, but I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the fair usage and let you guys take a look at a couple of these videos, and we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, okay? Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Switch. There we go.
Our other big story tonight, the search for Hania Aguilar's killer may be over. On the same day Hania is laid to rest, the FBI announced a suspect is in custody. More than a month after investigators say Hania Aguilar was forced into an SUV and taken from her own driveway, the FBI announced the arrest of 34-year-old Michael Ray McLellan. He faces 10 felony charges in connection with the case, including kidnapping, rape, and first-degree murder. CBS 17's Sheena Elzy spoke with McLellan's former stepmother after Hania's body was found before McLellan's arrest, when some in the community suggested McLellan could have been involved.
And so that's disturbing too. To know that you was involved in that other person's life and that they could have done something this right here, humiliating to someone. Yeah. With all the love that was shown to him.
With our cameras rolling, she called the jail where McLellan was being held on charges in a different case and tried to speak to him about Hania's. But while our crews were there, she was not able to reach him.
Whoever did this, they need to be brought to justice. Because it could have been me. It could have been you. And we don't want that in our community.
She said whoever did this, her heart breaks for Hania and her family.
She didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve this.
I appreciate the fact that the sister is actually coming out and speaking out against this. Guys, that's exactly what we've been asking for. I would love to see more men come out and speak. I know that a lot of times that our sisters are the ones that are representing us in the black community. But I love what she said. I love the fact that she's speaking out on this. But I would love to see more of my brothers come out and speak out against this also. All right.
Breaking news happening now. An arrest in the kidnapping and murder of 13-year-old Hania Aguilar. She's the girl snatched from her home in Lumberton in early November. It was an all-out search for her that sadly ended with her body being found in a body of water not far from where she disappeared. This is the man now charged. He is 34-year-old Michael Ray McLellan. The list of charges is long, including first-degree murder, rape, kidnapping, and concealment of death. The FBI telling us when the body was found that they had no persons of interest. However, McLellan has been in custody on other charges since mid-November. McLellan was also the subject of internet rumors when Aguilar's body was discovered, but the FBI and authorities in Lumberton were adamant that they had no suspect and the community needed to remain on alert. The FBI tells us today that the case at the time, they say McLellan was arrested in the Aguilar case late Friday night and he had not confessed, and they continue to gather evidence. Police do believe McLellan forced Hania into an SUV while she was warming up her family's car to go to school. Details on how Hania was murdered have not been released. The news of the arrest comes on the same day that Hania is being laid to rest in Lumberton at a funeral happening today at Lumberton High School. Stay with ABC11.com and ABC 11 throughout the day for new updates on this breaking story.
And Hania's family has stayed away from most of the media coverage during the Amber Alert. CBS 17's Sheena Elzy is live in Lumberton tonight. And Sheena, for the last 3 weeks, you've been talking to friends of Hania.
That's right. We are at the place where she lived right now, the Rosewood Mobile Home Park. This is where she lived. This is also where she was kidnapped. Now, everyone here thought that it wasn't true. But when news of the fact that her body was found and it was hers, everything changed. Hania's classmates, friends, and students walked off the bus to the news that the body investigators found was hers.
Oh, it is?
Oh, wow. And they're capturing like a live reaction? Oh, man. I don't like that. Guys, how many of y'all, what do y'all think about that? I don't like that. Catching kids live reaction, that's the first time they heard that? Oh, I don't like that, man. Damn.
Was hers.
Oh, it is? Oh, I didn't know that.
The 13-year-old was kidnapped 3 weeks ago.
I don't like that, man. That's gotta be hard.
Investigators say a man grabbed her while she was waiting to go to school outside her home, just down the street from her friends.
I used to go over there and play with them and talk to her and her little sister. I'm sad.
Parents now sad too and worried for their own kids.
Our kids aren't even safe around here. They're really not. And it went from women getting killed to our children being kidnapped. It makes me scared because my daughter's 13.
Again, guys, as you see, we see nothing but women around, which, like I said, it is what it is. We know that this is commonplace. I don't see any fathers around, and the one father that wanted to be there is being prevented by way of a temporary visa. Won't even let him see his daughter off at her own funeral. There are no fathers around.
Many parents
Where are the men? I'm just throwing it out there.
we ran into say they're now picking up their kids from school and not letting them out of their sight.
I think it's a shame. Children ain't even safe to get on the school bus to go to school or wait to get out here and go to school. Well, it's safer to pick them up, keep them in the house, the time to go.
And investigators are still trying to figure out what happened to Hania, all while protecting her family in front of the house where Hania was kidnapped.
Man, wow.
Now we're going to turn to that urgent search for a 13-year-old girl snatched at her North Carolina home as she was waiting to go to school. Overnight, the FBI released news.
If you guys haven't already done so, please hit the thumbs up. It'll share the show and let other people know that we're live. We should be over 200 people, but I know people are not hitting that thumbs up. If you guys would, please hit the thumbs up. Please, please, please. We have one person that's donated to the show. So all I ask is for everybody else to just hit the thumbs up. I'm looking at it right now. We got 140 thumbs up. I'm not sure what everybody's waiting on. If we got 182 people watching, we should easily have 180 thumbs up. And only one person has donated to the show. Come on, man. Please help me out. Please help me out with that. We're at 153. Just, if you guys, please just scroll down and look, hit that thumbs up. What it does is it shares our show and lets other people know that we're live. A lot of people are not getting the notifications. A lot of people aren't sharing the shows. A lot of people are just, well, I'm going to just watch it. I'm going to just listen, and then we're going to move on. So again, please hit the thumbs up. We get a lot of views because people have to watch it like days after the fact. We would love to have more people watching it live. We're at 165. I'll cut this off on the replay, but we are sitting at 165 right now. 168. Somebody even took away a thumbs down. That's pretty cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Instead of somebody hitting the thumbs down, they hit the thumbs up and changed it. So I appreciate that. Thank you. That's actually kind of cool. I appreciate that. We're at 174. If we can get 10 more people to hit the thumbs up, please, please, please. Like I say, sometimes people don't understand how helpful it is, but for the new people coming in, it helps us quite a bit. Please just hit that thumbs up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Now we're going to turn to that urgent search for a 13-year-old girl snatched at her North Carolina home as she was waiting to go to school. Overnight, the FBI released new surveillance video of the SUV speeding away with her inside. Lindsay Davis is here with that story.
So they caught it on video.
For us. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Robin. It happened on Monday morning just before 7 a.m. The teenager was waiting in her yard for the rest of her family to come out of the house to drive to school when she was abducted. The FBI is now offering a $15,000 reward for information that helps to get her back.
This morning, the clock is...
Well, now they already found her, so let's skip that one.
I heard her back door. She said, "This is where he took my baby, right here."
A community standing together, searching for justice. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Maggie Newland. The news of 13-year-old Hania Aguilar's disappearance and death affected many throughout our state, but especially in Lumberton, where she lived. Tonight, CBS 17's Zach Dahlheimer shows us how friends and strangers came together to honor her.
CRRC is asking, does he have kids? They didn't specify, but again, his name is Michael Ray McLellan, age 34. If you guys want to look up his information, he's currently being held at the Robeson County Detention Center, from my understanding. So you guys might have to look his information up. I have no idea. There's only so much I can look up as far as these individual people, but I don't actually know what his actual history is. I do know some of his arrest record, but not details like that though.
Might be empty now, but many filled Luther Britt Park here in Lumberton today to mourn the loss of Hania Aguilar and to show support for her family.
You might have took her away, but we still here. Her name's still gonna live.
A sea of purple.
10,000 years.
Dozens wearing Hania Aguilar's favorite color, holding each other and Hania in their hearts.
Right there at her back door, she said, "This is where he took my baby."
She deserved to grow up and have her first car. To grow up and live a life full of love, but somebody took that away from her.
I happened just to be sitting on the bed and just got cold chills all over my body, and it was just like, you got to do something for the community. I have 2 nieces, and it hit home for me too.
Every day I seen her, she was smiling, grinning. She didn't have a sad face on her. I have an 18-year-old daughter. Is scared to go out by herself at night. So I'm scared for her. I'm pretty scared for her to go anywhere.
Those showing support include Keela Oxendine. She and her family also looking for answers at...
Again, guys, I'm pointing out something that Tommy has been talking about for years. And that thing is hashtag where are the fathers? Where are the men out there? I don't see any men out there at all. The one father we heard about, which was Hania's father, he can't even get into the country because of a visa issue. Am I tripping? Let me know what you guys think in the chat, please.
Her sister Megan was one of 3 women found dead in Lumberton last year. Megan spoke with CBS 17 months before her death.
It's just keeping it alive and where nobody don't forget, because it's my family's been taken hard too.
But through tears and pain came motivation, working to bring Hania's family peace and hoping to see justice.
I saw 2 men. I don't know why it went off of that so quickly. Let me see if I can back up a bit.
Working to bring Hania's family peace and hoping to...
I see 2 men and a sea of women. I mean, it is what it is, but my goodness. 3, 4. 4 men and a ton of women. This thing must be more widespread than I thought with regard to not having fathers in the house. Jeez.
This morning, the father of a Robeson County teenager kidnapped and murdered has been denied temporary visa to attend her funeral. Services for Hania Aguilar are set for Saturday in Lumberton. Hania's father lives in Guatemala and needed a special visa to attend. About 10,000 people signed a petition. Governor Cooper even got involved.
I think it was probably about 5 men there total and about 200 women and then a bunch of kids. Of course, those were a lot of her classmates and friends and just people that knew her.
Laughter, funny conversations.
Now, this is actually coming from the people at the school, so you guys will be able to see this video also. So here we go.
Our laughter, funny conversations, kind acts, and fun times will not be taken away by this senseless act of violence. Hania will always be a part of our Viking family. We have declared tomorrow as Wear Purple for Hania Day, as we honor her in love and support, and we ask that the community will wear purple with us as well. We ask for your continued prayers for Hania's family and our Viking family. We thank all the law enforcement for the many hours dedicated to Hania's search. We ask if you have any information pertaining to this ongoing investigation, please call the tip line at 910-272-5871. We know at this time the family may need some assistance. We will be posting details where the community can support them on our social media and website later today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the staff and students of Lumberton Junior High, we want to send our sincere condolences to the Aguilar family. Staff and students have been very supportive of each other during this time. The Viking family has a history of being strong. We've been through Hurricane Matthew together, and we remain strong. We've been through Hurricane Florence together, and have remained strong. And we're going through this, and will remain strong. Vikings were great navigators of the sea, going through fierce waters and various attacks, but they always came out on top. That's why we are Vikings strong. Staff members and students will always remember Hania and will forever remain Viking strong. Thank you.
And again, guys, this is video coming from the school, the teachers, and some of the officials there at that school that she went to. His Facebook shows he has a daughter. Most thugs got kids. So I'm not shocked by that.
Good afternoon. On behalf of all board members, the cabinet, all employees and students, we send our sincerest condolences to Hania and her family. We will continue to support her family, her friends, the community.
And yes, their accents, I just realized, like all of them have those very heavy accents. Even the Latino community did, when the ones that were on camera.
We send our sincerest condolences to Hania and her family. We will continue to support her family, her friends, the community in the next days, weeks, and months to come as we work through this terrible, senseless, tragic, unfortunate situation that has happened in Robeson County. We are resilient. We will come together. We will try and recover, and we will continue to provide support and make sure our students know that they are always in a safe place in the public schools of Robeson County. We thank you for all your prayers and support. The public schools of Robeson County really need your help, guidance, and assistance at this time. But we appreciate all that's been done so far, and we look forward to continued work with all community members and agencies as we work through this senseless act of violence. Thank you.
Somebody in the chats, let me see, Shaylove said, I guess people believe in the purge. Well, I personally do. I'm going to show you guys this last video, and then I'm going to give you guys my last 2 cents about this. This is Michael McLellan, age 34. Of course, he's the one that has on that vest as well as that orange jumpsuit. I'm assuming they do that for high-risk, high-profile criminals for threat that they probably could be shot, bringing them in and out of court, bringing them in and out of jail. And rightfully so, because I'm pretty sure that the family is probably pretty damn pissed off. So that's him. So I'll tell you guys this, because I don't know if this video has any sound or not. But I'll tell you guys this. I personally do believe in a black purge. Maybe we need to start calling it that here at the Soda You Dig. That's going to be our new thing. Let's start using that. Hashtag black purge. We need to purge the black community of niggas. Female or male. We need to let the world know that there is a difference between us, and we need to start separating ourselves. If you guys believe in the Bible does not tell us to mix with those who are impure. It tells us to separate. We are not to take on anybody and everybody and blend with everybody and live in harmony or anything like that. We are to separate ourselves from the BS and from the trash of our community. And I think that is the only way that we're going to start changing some of these stereotypes, start changing the way that people think and feel about us, because these thugs and criminals cannot continue to be our representatives. They cannot continue to be our voice. They cannot continue to keep perpetuating the violence that they are doing to our own people, as well as people in other communities, families, and things of that same sort. Right? So again, man, I thank you guys for listening to this story, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Hashtag